Did you know that some U.S. elections have been decided by just a handful of votes? Today, we're diving into the most nail-biting elections in American history. Let's start with the most controversial election in modern history, Bush versus Gore in 2000. On election night, no one could predict the winner. The race came down to Florida, where a difference of just a few hundred votes made all the difference. Multiple recounts were triggered, especially in counties where votes were so close, it was impossible to call. The situation spiraled into a legal battle, with the U.S. Supreme Court eventually stepping in. In their landmark decision, they halted the recounts, leaving George W. Bush as the winner. He won with a margin of just 537 votes in Florida. Ultimately, Bush won the Electoral College with 271 votes, while Gore actually won the popular vote by more than 500,000 votes. This election exposed the vulnerabilities in the American voting system, especially in states where margins are razor thin. Next, we have the tight race between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon in 1960. Kennedy won the election by a mere 0.17% of the popular vote, which came out to about 112,000 votes out of over 68 million cast. One major reason for this slim victory was the first ever televised debates, which gave Kennedy an edge with undecided voters. Nixon, on the other hand, refused makeup and appeared visibly tired, which made Kennedy look more composed and charismatic. Even though Kennedy secured a healthy 303 electoral votes, the close popular vote highlighted how divided the country was at the time. This election marked a turning point in American politics, as the power of television and media became undeniable. Let's rewind to 1876, arguably the most controversial election in U.S. history. This was the battle between Rutherford B. Hayes and Samuel Tilden. On election night, Tilden won the popular vote by about 250,000 votes and had 184 electoral votes, just one vote shy of victory. Hayes, on the other hand, had only 165 electoral votes. However, electoral results in 4 states, Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina, and Oregon, were disputed. This led to an unprecedented situation where a special electoral commission was formed to resolve the conflict. After intense political negotiations, all the disputed electoral votes were awarded to Hayes, giving him a final total of 185 to 184 electoral votes. This election had massive consequences. It led to the Compromise of 1877, which resulted in the withdrawal of federal troops from the South and the end of Reconstruction. The political deal that secured Hayes' victory had long-lasting impacts on race relations and politics in the South. Finally, let's look at the 1824 election, famous for what many called the corrupt bargain. In this election, 4 major candidates competed: Andrew Jackson, John Quincy Adams, William Crawford, and Henry Clay. Jackson won the most popular and electoral votes, but he didn't have a majority in the Electoral College, which meant the decision went to the House of Representatives. This is where things got heated. The House chose John Quincy Adams as president, even though Jackson had won more votes. It was widely believed that Adams made a deal with Henry Clay, who became Secretary of State in exchange for supporting Adams in the House vote. Jackson and his supporters accused them of a backdoor political deal, calling it a corrupt bargain. This set the stage for Jackson's eventual victory in the 1828 election and deepened the divisions within the political system. So as you can see, U.S. elections can be unpredictable and sometimes hinge on just a few votes or backdoor deals. Whether it's the recount chaos of 2000 or the corrupt bargain of 1824, these elections remind us just how crucial each vote can be. If you enjoyed this look into the closest elections in U.S. history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out more videos on anecdotes of antiquity.